Hey girl, hey, it's IFBB Pro Emily Smith,
NPC competitor Jaden Casa, and welcome back to the Wellness Girlie Gang
podcast, season 2.
Hey girlies, we are back with a special guest, Miss Chelsey Warnes. It's our first UK girlie. Let's go. I'm so excited. She is going to chat so fast. So guys, tune in and listen up. Turn the volume up. All right, Chelsey, we just want to learn all about you. You're an IFBB Wellness Pro. You won first place at the Prague show and have done 3 shows so far this year. Tell us who you are, how you got started in bodybuilding, and how you got into the wellness division.
So it probably started about 7 years ago. I was just looking back at old videos yesterday, actually. When I first started training, I was like, I enjoy this. And then I considered competing. And then I just, when you first start to compete, it wasn't even much of as big of a deal as it is now, especially in the UK. It was just like, I knew one lass at my gym who was doing it, and it wasn't even any federation that I've competed with. It was some other random federation. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting. Maybe I should do that because I'm really enjoying the gym and it'll give us something to work towards. So I did that and I did okay. And I got to Worlds in my first year with PCA, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Maybe I could do this. And then I kept on doing it. Had that lovely time that you have at the start of your bodybuilding career where you get all binge eating and your food's all over the place. Like, I'm sure a lot of people have experienced that, especially after a first prep. I went through all of that hell and thought I'd never be fixed. I was in bikini for a long time. I think I did about 5-6 years in bikini. And then it was only last year when I did wellness for the first time. So I was in bikini, and the year before that, I started doing a bikini prep, and I got halfway through it and I was like, the previous year, I'd not even placed. Like, I went from first, second places to not even placing, and it was my best look that I thought I'd brought to bikini. And I was thinking, when I started prepping, I was like, well, they didn't like how I looked last time. I've not got any smaller, so if anything, I'm just not going to place again. So I thought I'll sack this prep off and we'll go for wellness next year. We'll see what happens, but maybe I'm just in between classes and I'm just screwed now, pretty much. I was quite a bit lost, actually.
Yeah.
So then last year I was like, right, let's try wellness. It was just meant to be a fun year, see how I look next to wellness girls. So I did PCA, won the overall. I did the 2 rows regional that we had here. I won my class, and then I didn't get the overall there. And then I was getting ready for another PCA show, and I was like, I want to compete abroad this year. Just because it's a fun year. I want to compete abroad. And I'd spoke to one of my friends, Jade, who was competing at the regional, and she was doing Sweden. And I was like, oh, I'll tag along with you. Like, she'd already booked the travel and the accommodation. I was like, I'll come along with you. I'll sort the rental car, and I'll just do an abroad show, because it was sponsored by Gasp as well. So it was really well ran. It was a really good show. And I just thought it was going to be a good experience. So went there, did that, and then came home with a pro card, and I was like,
Okay.
yeah, I was like, okay, it was my first pro qualifier in wellness, and I just got a pro card, and I was like, well, I was buzzing, but then I was also like, well, what do I do now? Now I'm just a shit pro. Like, I've only just started doing wellness. Every show that I went to, I was like, I'm not big enough for this. I'm not going to place in this. And I surprise myself every time. So I was like,
Let's go.
now I'm not only just starting a new class, but now I'm at the bottom of a whole new level of competing. Like, I was just like, hell. So I was like, right, what I'll do is I'll go back into an off season, because I couldn't do the other shows that I had planned because I was a pro. So I went into an off season, and then decided to compete this year just to see how I looked next to the pros. And then it was planned to do Milan and Germany, and then 18 months, like take a full year out, grow and then be competitive with the pros. That was the plan. So I did Milan. I came 14th out of 16th, and I was like, 16, sorry. And I was like, that's good. I'm not last. It was my first ever pro show. Not last. I'll take that. I was happy. And then I did Germany the week after, and I came out in first call out. So then I was 6 out of 12, I think it was, 14, something like that. But I got the first call out and I was like, oh my God, I was so buzzing. Like, I was explaining to people at home a first call out and coming sixth. They were like, oh, are you happy with that? I was like, I am so happy with that.
Yeah.
Like, first call out at a pro show and my second ever pro show, amazing. So, I was then speaking with my coach and I was like, look, I was really lean for Milan. I was like 62, just touching 62 kilograms on stage. And then for Germany, I was like 63 and a half. And I was like, now that I've seen, I like to get lean because obviously I was a bikini girl and I can really appreciate when athletes get lean. I like that. I feel like that's, even if you have to get lean and then fill back up, but you have to get lean during prep. It's part of
yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Conditioning
right,
is the point.
condition is everything. So I was like, right, Jace, can I please just do one more show? Just let us do one more. I was like, I know it's pointless because Prague was the first one after the Olympia. I'm not competing next year. And so it's pretty much a pointless show. But I just knew I had a better look to bring. So he was like, right, fine. He was like, we'll do it. And then we're doing the 18-month off. And I was like, okay. And then I was just joking on, like, I think if I got like top 3, would he still make us do 18-month off? Or if I won? But it was very much a big joke to myself because I was obviously I'm not gonna win. Like there was 3 Olympians on the stage with us. Like I wasn't planning on that happening. And then it wasn't until it was like the results, like the bit in between, I was just chilling, just like I wasn't even, it hadn't sunk in that I was gonna win. Even though I'd been moved to the middle and not moved, it hadn't like sunk in. And then when it happened, I was like, what the hell? So yeah, and so then the plans changed because with 10 points, I was like, this would have meant last year that I would have just been qualified straight away. But now I have to work harder and get the Olympia qualification. But I am happy about that because I don't just want it handed to us like what happened with my pro card. I didn't really even get a chance to like do that little chase at all. It just happened. So if it happened again with the Olympia qualification, I didn't get to have that like, oh, will I, won't I? Like, let us do a few more shows and like, all the rest of it. So I am happy that I get to do a bit more before I go to the Olympia because that was something that was 5 year away. Like in my head, I was like, right now I'm going to be a bottom pro. I've got many years ahead to now aim for the Olympia. I never ever thought it was going to be my second year as a pro. That's insane. So that is now what the aim is. So I'm in an off season to then prep early on, not early on, but like for shows before the Olympia where it's not too close to the Olympia, but enough to to do that. So that's the plan.
And they moved the Olympia up a little bit next year.
Yeah, it's like in September.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like late September.
yeah. I think it's 24th or something.
Yeah, 24th to 27th, I think.
Yeah. Do you guys have any specific shows picked out, or are you just going to prep and see what lands?
Not yet. So I was actually looking today, and they've released a lot of like the American shows.
Right.
But they haven't got any European shows yet. So I'm waiting until they release them and see what ones they've got over here before I start venturing all the way across where you are.
I would say, if you want to come do the Tampa Pro, you have a place to stay.
I might hold you up on that, mind.
That's so incredible, though, just to hear, like, I think going back to, like, your switch from bikini to wellness, because I think that's what a lot of competitors kind of get stuck up on, are like, what division am I? And they have a certain idea in their head, but, you know, as you keep training, as you keep growing, as you keep, you know, developing in this sport, your genetics are going to show their true colors, and it's going to dictate a little bit of where you go. So when you first started, were you attracted to the look of wellness, or were you like, I want to just stay bikini?
No, not at all. Because there's not even many wellness. Well, there wasn't many wellness people in the UK as well. Um, Obviously it's still a new-ish class. Like, it wasn't as round as long, but when it first came out, especially, it was very much. I thought it was scary. I was like, I don't want to get that big. Like, the girls that were doing it were really hench, and I was like, I don't want to have to get that big to be able to be competitive in that class. Because even back when I was doing bikini, I would say um it would have been probably 3 years before, 3 or 4 years before I even switched to wellness, that my old coach had been like, "We should move to wellness," and I was like, "Nope, not doing it, not doing it. I don't want to get that big. I don't want to have to take what needs to be taken to be in wellness, and all the rest of it." But then, as the class, I've realised that it's not actually about that, because they're not rewarding just big hench girls anymore. It is really about keeping the femininity and then just having big thick legs, but then keeping that, like, the imbalance that you have within wellness. And I was like, if that's what they want, I like that. Like, looking at Miss, like, Francilli and Isa, I'm like, that's a love. Like, I love the look of that,
Right.
and now I'm happy moving to wellness.
No, that makes sense. It's become a very, like, I think in the past, even like 2 years, it's become a very shape-driven division. Like the girls at
Mhm.
the wedding shows are not necessarily, like you said, the biggest girls on stage, which is awesome.
Yeah.
For those of us, are aspiring pros and still amateurs, like that, the discrepancy between, what maybe we thought it was going to be in the past and what it's developed into is actually, it's quite nice, and it makes it clearer cut for exactly what the judges are looking for, because I think that that's a lot of times what people run into is like, okay, what do you want from us exactly? Like there was a lot of debate around bikini this year at the Olympia, being like, what do they want from the girls? But with wellness, feels very defined now. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
agree with.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. It's a shape game. I mean, it literally is. And the aesthetics too, right? It's like the overall look too. I mean, I'm watching your video from Prague over and over again. You walked in with confidence. You're like, I am her. Like, I know that you were probably like, I'm just here to have fun. But I think that type of attitude and mindset, like, makes winners too, right?
I was at the side of the stage, like, trying to count the steps. I was at the side, like, right, so if I 1, 2, 3, and then I'll be on the right foot. And I was like, I kind of get the wrong foot. I don't want to, like, I was shitting myself before I got on that stage. So I'm glad that it looks confident.
Yeah,
Those are the things you don't see, like, and we
Mhm.
don't see you shaking, right? Like, even if you're nervous, like, no one sees you shaking. I'm
Mhm.
always nervous every time I hit the stage, like, doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like, for my first one in Milan, they had us, like, queuing up backstage for maybe like 45 minutes before actually getting on stage.
Wow.
So we were just, because I can't remember what class it was before us, but they basically wanted us ready when they were all still on stage doing what they were doing. So, and they were on stage for ages. And so I was trying to practice my walk, and I just kept on, like, falling. I was like tripping over my feet, and I was like, because this was my first pro show. The first pro show, I was like, shit, man. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fall. Like, it was very nerve-wracking, especially when I had all that time to practice
Yeah.
backstage, and then I kept falling, and I was getting myself worked up, and then I was doing it more, and I was like, this is not good. I need to just chill, because this is just, I'm good at keeping my emotions just like, I don't really get watery from stress. I'm just like, I am very chill. And that was probably the most stressed I've ever been, tripping over my feet backstage, honestly.
It's so good. But I think you're back to your win at Prague. I think having that energy of like, I'm just here to have a good freaking time, and like it's my last show of the season. I really want to just like go with a bang and
Mhm.
feel my best. That
Mhm.
translates so much into the way that you carry yourself, into like overall your look in general, and just even enjoying the fucking experience. Like
Mhm.
right there. And I think that like for competitors and myself included, sometimes we'll get so in our head and put so much pressure on ourselves that we forget that we actually enjoy like really, really doing this. And it's
Mhm.
a fleeting moment. So keeping yourself grounded and present is super important. So are there any tips you have for the competitors out there that are like looking for that experience where they're like, I just want to soak it all up and enjoy it?
One of the main things that I live by is comparison is the thief of joy. Never ever compare yourself to other competitors, their journey, what they're doing, what attention they're getting backstage, stuff like that. Like just enjoy it and sit with it and just chill. Like you cannot control the result. No matter what you do on that day, unless you start stuffing your face and stuff, just do what your coach is telling you to do. Chill, and what's done is done. You can't change anything on that day apart from just holding the look that you've already worked so hard for. So I always just go with the attitude of if I look better than the last time I was on stage, I'm happy. I'm not going there like aiming to beat a certain person or be compared to someone else. I mean, don't get us wrong. When I go, if I go to the Olympia, I never want to say when. If I go to the Olympia, I will be comparing myself to like Izza and France Lee, but that's just because I want to be like, oh my god, I'm next to them on stage. I'm not like comparing in a malicious way. It's just like I just want to see how I look next to Miss Olympia. Like
Yeah.
that just seems amazing to me. But apart from that, I'm always just as long as I'm happier and better within myself and what I've brought to stage, my posing's better, my looks better, and that's all I can do, and just hope and pray that it's recognised. I've had times where it's not been, and times where it has been, and I just feel like you've just got to be like, yeah, that's the result. Can't change it. That's what they wanted on the day. That's because of who showed up, blah, blah, blah. But you yourself just need to be happy with what you've brought.
That's awesome. I like that a lot.
What is your why? Like, what's your why? Like, what keeps you grounded? And maybe like who also, like your support system.
One.
Mhm.
Like my family are very supportive. Like, I live by myself, but my family, like my grandma, she loves watching my little bodybuilding videos, and like when I go over, she's always like, "Oh, look at them glutes," and like she's all buzzing for it. And back when I first started in bikini, my mum used to make my bikinis. Like that red one that I had last year was the first one I actually had made professionally for us. Like my mum made all my other ones for me, and just think like they are very supportive. They are sometimes like question my priorities, because obviously when you're bodybuilding, what your priorities are very different to someone else. So if my car's due a service or an MOT, my dad's like, well, just do it now. I'm like, well, no, because I've got to go to the gym. Like he's like, that makes no sense. Your car needs sorting. And I'm like, I've left my car broken down at the side of the road and got someone to pick us up from the gym to take us to the gym because I'd already had my pre-workout meal. ditch my car there. Like, I need to go to the gym. Like, that's my priority. It nearly got picked up by motorway patrol. I just missed it. But yeah, like the priorities are all different, but they're still respect and are buzzing with how far I've actually got with it. And so yeah, they are supportive. But my why, I don't know. My why would be I just enjoy it. Like I enjoyed the gym, and it was then something to work towards. But then now it's became so much more because there's such a community that comes with it as well. And it just I think saying it gives you a sense of belonging a little bit cheesy. But like it's kind of like everyone's just on the same page with things, and I feel like it's just nice speaking to like-minded people, and it also connects you with people like around the world. Like this is crazy. Like we would never have spoken, but because of bodybuilding and all the rest of it, it puts people in touch with people you would never have spoken to, and I feel like that's just amazing.
Yeah, I
100%.
resonate with that so hard. That's for sure. Yeah, because I mean, both Jade and I mean, I'm from Virginia. It's a little small like state, not huge bodybuilding state like Florida or California or So it's definitely cool to see like how you started and then how you grew. You were just like, I just became a pro, and now I won my pro show, and just pushing after it and like that determination. Let's talk about that. Like, why do you keep pushing every day? Why do you keep training every day? I know you said you loved it.
I just love doing it. I feel like I like the routine in my life. Like if I couldn't just wake up and then be like, right, I'm just gonna spend today in bed. Like that does not give me joy. Like I like to be doing stuff. I like having certain boxes that need to be ticked throughout the day and then seeing the outcome of it and knowing that I've worked for this is something that I've got for me and something that I can work on, and each day is like another step to just something bigger. And I just feel it's just exciting to see how far it can go, really.
Yeah, 100%. And sometimes it's just like, I feel like we've all, lived this life and find that like that happiness and that joy from the structure. And sometimes it doesn't have to be like super deep, like I'm doing this to heal my inner child. Like sometimes it
Yep.
can just be this is really
Yeah.
cool. Enjoy it. And I think that, I mean, both are equally powerful. It just depends on how much you put into it. But one question I did have for you regarding training, when it comes, because I hear a lot of people say too, like if the stage wasn't a thing, I would still be in the gym all the time. Do you kind of subscribe to that philosophy? And like, what does your split look like, especially transitioning from bikini to wellness? That's got to change quite a bit.
Yeah. So before these shows, it was still very lower dominant.
Mhm.
But my feedback from my show was don't grow your upper anymore. So now I have literally 3 exercises on my whole upper body, and 2 of them are supersetted together. So it's literally like quads, glutes and hams, glute ham and upper, and then probably quads and hammies, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's pretty much all just no quads and calves. One's quads and one's quads and calves. But yeah, the upper is literally a pull down and a cable side raise and a dumbbell side raise, and
That
that
probably
is.
sore at this point. It's been forever since I touched my upper body.
I miss upper body. I love training upper body as well. It's gonna be missed.
I used to, but like I hate training my back. Like I had to do a couple back exercises like before my last show just to, like pump up, and I was like, ooh, gross. So
Oh
that's what
no,
my vision.
I missed it. I did an upper body day a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I mean they're few and far between. But I was so sore, and I'm like, my lap.
but then you're like, yeah,
Yeah, then you're like, yeah.
Like, I'm a sports bra, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see you.
yeah. Especially when you get lean and you can see all the veins, and you're like, yeah.
Exactly.
And for those that don't understand like what we're talking about, at some point when you're in the wellness division, your upper body is supposed to be asymmetrical, right? So smaller than your lower body. So at some point that upper body is going to be starting to get symmetrical, a little bit more towards bikini, and they actually don't want that. So they're like, "All right, tone it down. You still may want to like hit it every now and then, like Chelsey does some lateral raises, a lat pull down just to keep the shape, but yeah, don't need to go ham once you kind of hit that point."
It's a canon event for a wellness competitor, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that milestone where you're like, yes, don't have to train upper body now.
It's crazy.
Made it.
I've made it. I'm actually a wellness competitor.
Solid.
Yeah. I miss it so much though. I do like training. Like back, I love back. I love delts. I've just had it was actually today that I had my 3 upper exercises.
Well,
So
you're from bikini, so I mean that makes sense because I feel like bikini is just like all back, like just trying to get that V taper shape.
yeah. And Stairmaster, that's something I did not miss leaving behind in bikini. Stairmaster is bikini days.
Okay.
No more Stairmaster in wellness.
Yeah, what do you
That's
use for
no
your
more.
cardio?
My prep was actually amazing, can I just say. So at most, I think I was on like 20 minutes on it's like a step bar. It's not a Stairmaster. It's like
Yeah, I
one of
know.
them. Because that's at my local gym.
Okay.
Or it was this incline treadmill, really. Or a cross trainer. If I was at another gym that had a cross trainer, I would use a cross trainer because I try and have as least impact on my legs as possible when I am doing cardio, because obviously leg days are impacted. And even back in my bikini days, I was like, look, I cannot do Stairmaster on like my one leg day that I had a week. I was like, because when I do Stairmaster and then train like later on in the day, I can feel that my legs just have nothing. Whereas when I don't, it's completely different. And I get more emotional in prep when I can't train. Like if I'm that dead that I can't train, that's when I get upset. And like that's the only time I get emotional. I'm just like, I know I can lift it. Like I know I can, but my body's just like, nah. That's when like things get hard. So I do like to still try and prioritize my training because I feel like I can just get more out of it. Like cardio's, you can burn more if you just can do a good session.
Yeah.
Cardio's,
Yeah. Yeah. I align with that too. I think my cardio got down to like 20 minutes to almost no cardio. And I was just doing a bike, like a stationary bike, but low resistance, like zero, no resistance, just moving the legs.
yeah.
Yeah.
We switched for this prep to just like my legs hold a lot of inflammation. So like if I train them, like I took check-ins this morning, I trained hamstrings yesterday. My hamstrings lines are very faded right now, so I'm super like receptive to that. But we've been doing just incline walking 55 minutes, and that's been for the past 20 weeks at this point now. And my body responded so much better to that than my previous preps where I was slamming Stairmaster, I was slamming the elliptical, and it just like I just met resistance there. So I think with the amount that we are training our lower bodies and the amount of, stress and strain that's on that, it makes sense for us to be like, okay, let's pull back a little bit here and make sure that we're also preserving tissue because, we work really freaking hard to build that. Might as well keep it around.
Yeah, exactly. That was another reason why I stopped the prep for bikini halfway through because I'd started a bikini prep. The way you start a bikini prep is not how you start a wellness prep. I'd already been hammering the Stairmaster because my hamstrings, it's always been the hamstrings, are just too big for bikini. So it was prepping to try and get smaller pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's why I had to call it off to refresh back into wellness because yeah, that cardio is no good for
Yeah.
wellness.
I was gonna say, I bet you are enjoying because it sounds like you enjoy training hard and training heavy. So how has the transition been from training legs with bikini and now more training obviously for wellness?
I always leave my soul in the gym. Isn't like unless I am actually ill, like where I'm like, right, I actually need to back off. I leave it in the gym. I don't even do deload days. I just take days off because I can't do deloads. I'll
Yeah.
go in the gym and I'll be like, right, it's a deload, Chelsea, it's a deload. And I'm like, but this set's feeling good. I'll just go hard on this one set.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
So
Same.
yeah, I've always been one to obviously failure changes as you mature within bodybuilding. Like what I thought was failure a few years ago could possibly be more now. But I think that's just as you mature into bodybuilding, I always feel like I am giving my all in the gym because that's where it all started. And I feel like if when you don't push yourself in the gym, that's when you don't love it. Like when people are like, oh, I don't enjoy the gym, I'm like, it's because you're not training hard. You get that nice release and you feel good after a good session. If you're just going in there, going through the movements and just, yeah, right, I've done 3 bicep curls. Right now I'm going to do 10 squats and like that'll be it. And it's no wonder you don't like it because I wouldn't enjoy that either. You need to be training to a point where you get a bit of a sweat on and you're like, yeah, this is good, this. And then that's when you get the love for it.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, if I push a little bit harder, then my glute will be a little bit more pumped.
Mhm.
Like you actually look a little bit better too if you push a little harder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to shake. I want to, like that nice
Yeah.
feeling that it's like,
Yeah,
I
you want
want
to
that.
I want to
Right.
cramp on
Exactly.
my left glute while it's not working, while I'm working the right glute with the kickbacks because I worked it so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want everything hurting. I think it's great.
Yeah. And also just like leaving feeling super gassed and like you depleted all the glycogen in your system. Like, the feeling. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is unmatched. And I think that like in order to be successful, you gotta be addicted to that feeling in one way or another because that's where you're spending most of your time.
Yeah. I think that's why my sessions take so long. Like 2 hour sessions are standard. I try and cut them down, but then I think it's like, you know how you can get that crash after you train, but I always get like a buzz.
Yes.
So I have the buzz before I crash. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can do some more. But they're not then good reps anymore. I'm like the last probably 15, 20 minutes of the 2 hour session is probably just a bit of a waste of time, to be fair. But in my head, I'm like, no, I can do more. I want to do more. This feels great. And I end up taking far too long in the gym.
Yeah.
And 2 hours is me just like, that's pure session. That's not including the treadmill, the stretching, because my hips and my knees are like 50-year-old. That's what they're feeling like. So everything needs to be loosened off before I lift anything. So like the gym is a 3 hour block at least of the day, at least.
Yeah. But tell me about your warm-ups. What kind of warm-ups are you doing for your hips and your knees? I want to hear about that.
A lot of like lunges and twists and yeah, lunges, twisting, going into like a squat with I don't have the technical words for all these. Like when you're down like in a squat and you've got your hands around your ankles to like push your knees out. And then I stand up still holding them to like stretch my hamstrings out. It depends how bad things are feeling. When you start swinging my leg, so it feels a bit looser.
Swinging those things around in the gym.
Yeah, I do some like connection work as well.
Mhm.
So I'll do like a body weight, like RDL, to try and like switch my hamstrings on. Usually, if it starts with like a hyperextension, I'll like do a body weight one of them to like get my glutes firing. So that like I like to do that stuff first. So I feel like I'm like connecting my brain to the muscle, and I'm like, right, this is what we're working today. So
Yep.
this is what needs to be feeling like, and this is what needs to be working.
Yep.
And so I do that before I start going in. But then still I work up to the weight as well.
Mhm.
So that's probably why it takes a while. And then legs, being legs, you've got to have the rest time between your heavy sets, and it's a big arm muscle, so it takes more out of you. And it's just a whole thing, isn't it?
And the
Yeah.
plates too. I was working out the other day and I just had so many plates. And then another gym girlie comes up to me and she just starts taking the plates off for me. I was like, thank you. I was like, do you
Nice.
want this?
What
No.
an angel.
Yeah, I get it. It's a lot of weight.
Yeah, I'll look around. I'll be finished on the leg press, and I'm like, is anyone needing this?
Yep.
Before I unwrap it, do you want this?
Do you want this? Does anyone want this? And they're like, no, Chelsey, no one is as strong as you.
Uh,
I'm like, what? Are you sure you don't want to just?
Do you
I'll
want to
take
try
2 plates off. I'll take 2 off. Just
I'll
leave
help
the
you out just a
rest.
little. Yeah.
That's too good.
You're so kind. That's so nice of you. Oh my God. I'm dying over here from the lunges.
Lunges.
All right. Let's dive into some mental, emotional side of this sport. How do you how do you encounter and overcome mental obstacles in your life and or because you're a coach as well and your clients' lives too.
Sorry, my cat just started screaming at the
So
end of that. Um, what are you doing? She decided that she wants love, and she's like hanging off my seat. So, in terms of, can we clarify what you mean?
the question. So say you're just like because of how intense bodybuilding is, right? I'm sure
Mhm.
there's some mental battles that we all overcome. There's the kitty saying hi finally.
Yeah.
How do you navigate and handle these mental battles, either for yourself or for your clients?
I'm trying to think of a mental, like one of the major mental battles that I had was the food after my first lot of prep.
Mhm.
I think that like post-show support is definitely something that should be top priority. I think that is probably when the most mental struggles come into play. Yeah, you're prepping, you've got a diet for a show, but like you signed up for that and you know that it was going to be a struggle. But then I don't think people realise the aftermath and how much harder that is, because you're working, but you're working towards a real goal of like getting on stage. But then after that, people are sort of like, well, I'm not working towards anything now. Or
Mhm.
that's what they think.
Yep.
And so it's like, now you're seeing your lines go, and then you're hungry, you want to eat, but then you're like, I don't want to get fat. And then especially if you have food problems like what I had in the first round, it's like, oh, if I have one thing off plan, I'm going to have the whole day off plan. And then I'm just going to eat until I can't eat anymore. And it just becomes this continuous circle of like binging and restricting. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to have to be committed. Like, they're just going to have to commit me, because there's no way I'm going to be fixed from this. I would hear a rustle. I used to work in an office, and obviously, you know what office culture can be like, with food everywhere,
Mhm.
celebration tubs on every desk, cans of sugar, full sugar monsters for breakfast. Fat Fridays just include bringing donuts and all the shit you can possibly bring into the office, and everyone just eats. And when I wasn't dieting, when I was dieting, it's fine. No, I don't want that. I'm dieting. I've got a show to do. Afterwards, when it's like, well, I can have that. But when I have that, I want more of that. And it was like, trying to work through that was really hard, because it was getting one celebration, getting back to my desk, couldn't even concentrate on work, 'cause I was like, I want another celebration. When can I get up and get another celebration without people thinking that I'm a fat bitch now? Honestly, it was, the head struggles were crazy, because it was the mixture of food, body dysmorphia, direction, like everything just comes at once. And it is something that's really hard to manage. But I think it's just having that support and making yourself or your client not necessarily feel like everything still needs to be 100. You still have the flexibility, and it's not a case of all or nothing. You can still do like 80%, and then if that 20% needs to be the 20% for your mental health, that's fine. But if it's a case, if you're putting it across like, right, you either need to be fully on plan, or there's no point in even doing this, then that's when you get like, well, I can't be fully on plan. And so when I have one thing, does that mean I've completely ruined it? And that's how I was feeling. It took us a while to like work out of it, and I did get a bit chunky, I'm not gonna lie. But then it got to a point where I was looking at cookies, and I was like, I don't even want that. Like, and I was like, I'm fixed. But it's an ongoing process. It's always something that you work on, and you've just like, now I feel like I'm 100% fixed, but really I would say realistically 90, because it's always something that's there. Like, it's always going to be something that plays on your mind. But I'm like, I know I'm good within myself. I can have a bite out of a chocolate bar, put it in the cupboard, and it can sit there for weeks and months, and I don't have to be bothered by it.
Right.
But the old Chelsea would be like, I'd take a bite and I'd be thinking about it until it was all gone.
Mhm.
You know, there was it was all or nothing in all scenarios.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I probably rambled a bit too much on that. But yeah, that was some mind set sort of emotional thing that I think is a big thing that comes with prep, and something that I had to overcome. And I'm sure a lot of people have been through when Paul Shaw hits and everything just gets mad. But
Yeah.
there is always a goal. There is a goal. And you've got to remember that post show, you want to smash your reverse. That's when you're like anabolic as hell. Like, if you do it right, I've done it wrong and I've done it right. And doing it right means you can actually have some sort of abs all year round. And your composition of your body improves year on year. Like, when you actually do it properly, you notice that things like, I had some leg lines in my off season last year, and I didn't even get them any time like beforehand. It was like everything, when you see things improving, when you are
Mhm.
sticking to things and you see the benefits, I think it just helps. But sometimes you have to go through hell to then see the light. I think some people just have to learn from their mistakes as well and go through it to know that's not how they want to do it. To be
Yeah.
honest.
And that's why we have this podcast too, right? Is to kind of tell girls and guys, like, this is what happens in prep and post show, and and all, as an NBC competitor, as a pro, as a seasoned pro, we all go through these different things. And I get a lot of clients that are like, oh, I can't start because I'm not 100%. I'm like, that's why you start, because you're not 100%. You have to
This
start.
conversation twice today.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to start to get there. We have to
Mhm.
we have to learn these habits, and it has to take time to learn these habits and for them to actually sink in and for you to put them into practice. Like, that takes a lot more time than people think. And you can be 80%. You can be 80% and have that 20 still be fun. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, especially if you're not in prep, if you're not a competitor, if you're just lifestyle and just want to get your life better. Like, just start.
I've literally had this conversation twice today. I've had one girl who was so keen to start, and it's probably been about a month now. Being like, I'm gonna do my check-in, and I'm like send it across so I can do your plan and get you started on Monday. She's like, over Christmas. I was like, well, I'm not expecting you to be on plan on Christmas Day, but we still have quite a few weeks till Christmas. And if we can get things in place now, it's not going to be a case of you wanting to then be 100% come January the 1st. Like, if you can just do a bit of it now and start like having a feel for it, then come the start of the year, well, if you've started with 30-40%, you might be at 50% by the start of the year. Otherwise, you're going to be starting at nothing at the start of the year and thinking, right, and then you're already on the back foot. Like, there's always just start now.
Mhm.
Just start now, and then you can start getting them habits into place. Even if you can just do one thing, do one of the sessions that are on the plan, eat one of the meals every day. Just start the day with your breakfast.
Yeah, it's like small sustainable changes
Yeah.
over time. And I also do have to apologize. I have to run, but Chelsey, it was so freaking awesome to meet you and get a chance to chat with you. Stay in touch, and we're looking forward to everything you do for this next season.
Thank you very much. I was going to add on the small changes there. My first small change that I made before doing all of this was just drinking water. Literally, I used to drink, not that I drank full sugar pop even, I didn't really drink water. And I was like, right, I'm just going to start drinking water,
Mhm.
not have fizzy drinks. If I had a McDonald's with the Fat Fridays that offers at work, I wouldn't get the sugar-free Coke. I wouldn't like have a can of whatever on my desk. I would just have water. And that was just the first change. And I feel like something so simple, like that's where I started. I just started drinking water.
Yeah. Just drink water. Just maybe count your steps. Maybe track your water. I think that's one big thing that people actually don't track their water. And so when you have check-ins with your clients and they're like, they like make some arbitrary number, I'm like, were you drinking that? How much were you
Yeah.
actually drinking? Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else that we could cover. Pausing.
Yeah.
I've been doing pausing coaching as well alongside my online coaching, but this is something that I'm getting so much more joy than I thought I was going to get, because with my online coaching, I was doing a little bit of PT with that as well.
Hmm.
And I didn't want to be a full-time PT because I like my gym time to be my gym time. I don't want to live in the gym
Same.
and all the rest of it. But I enjoyed having the odd PT session just because I like seeing how clients respond to seeing changes or
Hmm.
feeling a movement, feeling how it should,
Hmm.
and like just like being able to see instant gratification from my work, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. But now I'm not really PTing at all, and the pausing has completely filled that void
Oh, I love.
because I've had in-person sessions at different gyms and online, and being like seeing them when I show them the difference of how they were and how they're looking now, just even after one session, it makes me feel happy to see them being happy, being able to show their work properly as well. Because I think that's pausing it can be so undervalued.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, I look at like videos that come through on pausing, like of Nesta show days, and I'm like, say if you just done a little bit of this or a little bit of that, like some physiques can get away with just doing a little bit. But imagine if they actually like paused to the full potential, like there'd be like levels up. And I just think it's something that should be drilled as much as like if you're training for a show, you should be pausing for your show as well. Because no matter how prepared you are, like me falling over backstage in my first pro show, like your brain goes, you get mind fog. So you feeling like you're 100% on your pausing and then giving 80% on stage is the best case scenario. But if you're already going with, oh, I'm pretty good, like I would say I'm like 70-80% there, and your mind goes how it goes on stage, then you're like 30-40% there. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it happens to the best. Like when I go on stage, my mind just goes blank. I'm relying on my my muscle memory just to put us in what I've been doing for the past however many months. So yeah, that is something that I think is high valued.
Huge.
Should be highly valued.
It's huge. Yeah. I have, for my clients, I'll include 15 minutes of posing in their prep cost. And so
Mhm.
that already is like, hey, just go ahead, schedule the 15 minutes. Like go to my calendar, schedule it, put it on your calendar. So every week they have something to a goal for their posing to do, right?
Yeah.
Of course, they should be practicing on their own, on their own time. But it is such a joy to me too. I love posing. Just the confidence that they get from like day one, and they're like Bambi. They're like little Bambi. Like, I don't know what to do. How do I move my legs? What is left? What is right? Like they don't know. And then they just kind of form into this confident, like badass woman of themselves, like this version of themselves. And that's kind of what I like to tell girls in my posing seminars, that you become this alter ego, right? You kind of
Yeah.
flip a switch and you turn on and you're like, I'm her. Cause like for me, like, no, I'm like I usually wear no makeup. I'm at home, I'm cuddling with my dogs. But when I go to events, I put my eyelashes on, I like do full glam. I am in my like matching set. I am, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I've said that to one of my posing clients as well when she was getting ready for stage. I was like, you need to pick your persona.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like when you get on stage, you need to figure out, are you wanting to be like completely little sexy, or you wanting to add a bit of cuteness in there, or like, it's like bringing out your personality when you're posing. If you want to be looking like you're enjoying it, but you're not just like
Yeah.
the whole time. Like,
Like head on
yeah,
the entire time. Yeah.
yeah, you want to just show a bit of you
Mm-hmm.
in all aspects, and I just feel like so much can be shown in your posing.
Oh yeah.
Especially even though like with wellness and bikini, it's just pretty much quarter turns. But wellness, you can add that like extra sass, which I was buzzing about when I trained. That was the one thing I was like, I'm gonna do wellness posing now, and I was like,
You're like, I can do this now.
straight away, I was like, my hands do no longer need to be like down here. My hands can now come up here because when you're in bikini, it's very much like I would say when I teach bikini anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it's more like you don't want to be going above elbow height when you're doing your little arm things.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in with wellness, you can get away with like bringing them up here, and like you've got a bit more height to give with your arms and a bit more sass. Whereas bikini's a lot like smaller and daintier,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
still your personality. But you have to hold it in a little bit with bikini, don't
Yeah.
you? Just a little bit.
Yeah. I know bikini is, I mean, you can definitely bring some flair to it, but because I teach both, and I'm sure you teach both bikini and wellness posing, it's like, oh, but I just want to do wellness, to do the booty pop pose, and then like
Mhm.
the walk to the back. And I mean, obviously they both have that, but I feel like the wellness walk to the back is just so much more sassy.
Yeah. Did you see it on? Oh, wait, was it the Olympia? Yeah, when they did the walk back and they were talking about Isla not taking as many steps and how they had to make sure that we were in front. And I was
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah. So
If that's what they look for.
so the lines It's a big thing with men's bodybuilding typically, because when they do their pose off, the guys keep stepping forward and stepping forward. So the judges say, let gentlemen step back to the line. The reason they're stepping forward is they want to be bigger.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing for wellness in the back pose. If you are the girl that's like farthest away from the judges, you're going to look smaller. So, yep, we never want to look smaller, especially
Yeah.
if we're on the smaller side of wellness and we're,
Yeah. It's literally like 3 steps on the spot.
yeah, I'm just going to walk 1, 2, 3 and stop. Yeah, I love that. Now she just backed up. I was like, are they allowed to go backwards?
Yeah.
But she did it. She was like, I'm coming back and I'm lining up.
Yeah. Good see enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Oh my gosh. No, I love posing. I could literally talk about posing all day long. That is really cool that your mom made your suits.
Yeah. She's very arty-farty. I'm quite arty-farty as well. But she's got all the kit and like a little creating crap room, as me and my dad call it. But like even from a young age, she used to make my, because I used to do dancing when I was younger, and she would make my little leotards and me. I didn't do that fancy dancing with flips. I didn't do that one. Mine was like ballet tap and disco. Like mine was the more PG sort of dance, and I
Yeah.
couldn't do all of that crazy stuff. But if I did, I would probably consider figure, because then you get to do all of that, and
The
yeah.
fitness division. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think my shape's very good for that. Like, I don't think I could do figure. My waist from the front is not as good, and my lats from the front are not as good. I don't
Mhm.
feel like my shape is for figure. But doing them routines that they do, imagine doing
Crazy.
that on prep.
Yeah,
Like
doing
the
some
flips.
prep, depleted. Yeah. No wonder why some of them get injured. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, like
Crazy.
even just doing normal posing when you're like depleted is
Oh my
hard. But
gosh,
having
I
to do them
know.
routines,
Yeah.
like hats off to them. Like some of them have some crazy, amazing routines as well, and it's like, well done. You
Yeah.
know what? You've had an extra part of prep, pretty much.
What I was gonna ask anyways, because I always
Mm.
like to know, what's your height? How tall are you? Oh wow, okay. So you're pretty tall for
I
wellness.
mean, I would like to say I'm an average height
You
for a
are?
female. But yeah, for wellness, they're normally like 5'3", aren't they? They are quite.
Yeah, yeah. I'm 5'7". Jade and I are both 5'7", so we're on the
Yeah.
taller end of the
Yeah.
girlies. But it's just good to see like the heights of people, kind of like your proportion, your sizes and everything,
Mm.
because it helps us to understand like, okay, like maybe I can win this show. Maybe because your journey is just so inspiring to be like, hey, I just wanted to try the show. I was 14th out of 16th, and then I became, 6th out of 12th, and then I became first. Like it's just
Yeah.
very, very inspiring. So I think other girls are curious to know, like, oh, how tall is she? Like, what split does she do? Like, what are all the ins and outs of Chelsey, and like what makes her so successful, right?
Well, I mean, on the last show, about, I was 62 at the first one, and I was like nearly 65. I was like put on quite a lot of weight for
Yeah.
the other one, but that was like burgers. I was carving up on burgers. I was having like, I think I had 4 burgers between Milan and Germany.
Oh my God.
Burgers in Germany are amazing, by the way.
Oof.
Had plenty of them, but they are good. I have really good food in Germany. And then when I got back, he put my food up. So I think I was like 3,000 calories,
Nice.
just steps, which were like still like 10K steps, 12K steps, weekly burgers, getting ready for that Prague show. So I was pretty much reversing into it. So I would definitely say wellness is a balance, a big
Mhm.
balance. It's not just get as lean as you can.
Yeah.
It's definitely getting that good balance, because the look that I had filling out properly in comparison to Milan was completely different. And I think that's what bridged the gap between, my legs aren't the biggest. Especially when I was looking at them, I was like, my legs are not even comparable to some of these wellness girlies. Obviously, looking down at yours and looking across at others
Yeah,
is
yeah, it's
different.
different, yeah.
But I was like, when I filled them out, I didn't realize how much size they could fill without like losing all the lines, and I was like, this is good. And obviously that bridged the gap between the size that I was lacking and the shape as well.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I would definitely just say play to your advantages
Mm-hmm.
and don't just think lean is the best way, especially for wellness. You want to fill the lower as much as you can without spilling.
Yeah, you definitely want to be full. Full is definitely the look. And shape, like we said in the beginning, you know, it's a shape game. It's fullness and shape and how you present that shape with your posing. All of those three things combined is what's going to make you successful, right? Definitely do not skip your posing. Like we were talking before, you have got to do posing. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's all in the hips. If your hips aren't killing, then you're not doing it right. Like you want to be sitting like that's how you get the glute to look just be visible from the front. You want to be sitting like into it. And my hips are in bits. I'm eyeing up hip replacements.
Girl, I think
Like
that's like a wellness thing. I'm like, my knee was fucking up, and then now my hip, and I think it maybe was just the hip in the beginning.
yeah, I'm having like chiropractor massages. I'm like support like joint support. I'm having like supplements,
Yeah, I'm like, I have my bone supplement for my joint.
all of them. I'm even like I'm considering looking into like peptides
Mhm.
because apparently these do crazy things. But if it's like site based, I don't want to be putting a needle in my hip and like
No, like if you do BPC or TB 500, those two are like technically like good for joints and whatnot. I did it for a period of time. It was okay.
yeah. Okay. I don't want just okay.
I know, I was like, it was okay. Like I feel like it kind of helped, but it was like again a band-aid. I really think and believe in physical therapy, and like that's really going to help you. Like all your warm-ups and everything's going to help you, keeping that hip mobile and rehabbing it. Like yes, supplements are going to help, right? Peptides are going to help, but it's what we do with our bodies too.
I think that some of the issues are a lack of lubrication between the bones.
Mhm.
So I don't know if there's one that will do that because I'll
Yeah,
still keep doing all the stuff that I'm doing, but if I can
yeah, you need
have
some like
something,
inflammation in between there. Yeah.
I can grab onto my adductor. Like it's like it's inflamed all the time. And no, I get it fixed, but it releases it, and then I train legs, and it's like, hiya, like we're pulsing
Right.
again, like
Yeah.
straight away. So yeah,
Where is it hurting mostly? The outer hip, the adductor.
like down here. So
Yeah.
like yeah, they have like all the way down. I've got big baggy pants on, like, but
Mhm.
yeah, like right in the in.
The inner thigh.
Yeah. Like and then it attaches down to like my knee, so like it'll come like from inside
Yeah.
that bit. Not nice.
Are you having sex on top?
My hips can't hack that. Pillow princess.
That was funny.
It's like I do legs pretty much every day. Like even back in bikini, I can't. I've got had legs today. Now I'm in wellness. You'd be lucky if I can even keep me back arched for long.
You know, I have a big butt, but it actually kind of hurts.
Yeah, everything's just not as
That's so funny.
stable it was as it was before.
You're young though. How old are you, Chelsey? You're like
I'm 29.
29. Talk to me when you're 37 because I'm 37.
Oh, you look wonderful. Not that 37 is old,
Thank you.
but you look. I need to get more Botox, right? But can you see even just the shadow one that we've got here?
Mm-hmm. But I got
So, but you see
inches.
this. If I haven't had Botox for a few years now
You need Xeomin.
because
Xeomin.
when I've had salmon sperm under here before.
Salmon sperm. The fuck?
Did you not say salmon? Well, that's a thing as well.
Oh my god, I'm crying so much.
Yeah, and to get rid of them bags, but that was like a while ago now. But yeah, when I get Botox up here, it means that when I'm training, like this bit is very strong. So
Yeah.
this bit just gets pumped and I have like it shelves. Like right now it's not. This is not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, because
But when I've had
we're like
Botox, it's
this,
like,
yeah, we're like scrunched and like, yeah, like
yeah,
that.
it's like this is lump. I look like I'm from back in the Nathaniel days, like back when we were like my forehead's like out here, and I'm like, is it worth getting rid of these lines when my forehead's sticking out like that? Because it's shiny as well. I've got a shiny shelf of a forehead when I've had my Botox done. So
You have a
it's a problem.
though, like at least you don't have a 5 head.
Stop. It's not a 5 head. It's just a Botox head.
This is what we do. This is what we do to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
This is
God,
the kitty.
hello. Where's my dog's back here? Cayenne.
Oh,
What are you doing? She's so big.
hello.
No.
See, she's just an ignorant bitch.
You stay.
There's all my trophies.
Oh my gosh. I know, I need to hang mine up. My pro card's over there somewhere.
Yeah, mine's just propped. Just propped.
First place wellness win though. That's
Yeah.
that's gonna be that's a far journey for me.
Nah, got me. You know what? It's the weight of these trophies that they give you when I'm competing abroad, trying to get
Right.
these footballs back.
Like traveling back. Do you just ship them or do you take them with you?
So for my pro card, the pro card fit in my suitcase,
Mm-hmm.
so that was okay. But Sandra, the trophy, she weighs a lot, and I was flying back with who was I flying back with? Anyway, it was like a self check-in,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't go through because my bag was overweight. And so the guy came over and he was like, "Your bag's overweight," and I was like, "Well, I can open it and I can take Sandra out and carry her around the airport, but either way, we're both getting on the plane. So we should can either get on the plane in my suitcase." Or I can carry her around the airport with us, which I would really not want to do. And he was like, "Yeah, just keep it in your case. I'll put it there." I was like, "Great. That works for me perfectly." And then for that one,
Mm-hmm.
my case is not big enough for that. So I was obviously needing to bring it home. I don't know what it is with us in our bodybuilding, but that obviously needs to come home with you. I don't know why, but it does.
Yep.
So my baggage was overweight, and this was Ryanair because the trophy, the
Mhm.
glass thing, that's like so heavy. So that put my case overweight, but they were fine with that. The only thing that I had to do was pay for an extra small baggage so that I could get the thingy to scan it on the plane. She was like, "I wouldn't charge you, but I need the code, otherwise I don't know how many bags are on the plane, and it would get lost if it didn't have a code on." And I was like, "Okay." So then I need to take it through to get wrapped, and then put it into large baggage and just hope and pray that it made it out the other side. And it did.
It did. Yay.
It did. So I didn't have to tip it. I don't know if it would have been cheaper or more expensive, but yeah, I don't know what.
That's something you don't think about, but that's exciting. All right. Well, let's wrap it up, girly. What advice would you give to aspiring wellness competitors?
Just on anything.
Anything.
Advice. Follow your own journey and bring your own personality to stage because it's your time and just enjoy it pretty much. Don't compare to other people. Just be on your own journey. Better yourself each time. And yeah, that's it pretty much. Train hard. Train hard. Don't be afraid to eat as well. I'm a big foodie and I think that holding back on your food and being scared to put on I'm not saying get massive, but like being able to put on a bit of weight and being okay with that while you grow is good. And be clever with what shows you do. Don't just think I want to do all of them. Like if you all have got certain goals, be wise with what shows you're doing and don't just beat yourself into put yourself into every show until your body's just can't do anymore. Like I'm being clever. I could have done more shows straight after Prague, but I'm being clever. I'm being clever and just working for next year. So be clever.
And did we say when your next show is going to be next year, or is it TBD?
Yeah, to be confirmed. None of the European shows have been released yet, so not sure. But it will be before the Olympia. So
For
I
September.
want to get
It's coming
ideally.
quickly. I mean, less than
It
7
is.
months. So
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I just want to be, ideally, if I just win a show that gets to my qualification, because you either get 2 wins or the points. Or I don't want to have to just be like at the bottom of the top 25 of points and like just scrape it in because someone else qualified. I don't want that. I want to be doing shows to the point where I'm like, right, I know I'm going to the Olympia. It's not a case of, oh, if so and so moves or whatever. It's right, I'm going to the Olympia. And that's how I want to end these next lot of pro shows. To be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Olympia.
That's so exciting.
Crazy.
And it's so exciting. And it's kind of cool that you are in the UK too. You can travel and like hit those abroad shows. Whereas a lot of people, I feel like in the US are probably going to stay closer to the US and maybe some abroad shows. Do you think that's an advantage for you?
See, I don't know because I feel like bodybuilding's better in the US, but the issue is it's a lot more wider spread in the US. Obviously, it's a much larger place. So, whereas you might be traveling to somewhere else in the US, it might take you longer than what it would take me to get. Like, I know from one side to the other, it could possibly take you like what, like six hours? Am I over exaggerating? Yeah. Whereas I could do a similar sort of journey and end up in like Dubai. Whereas getting to like Spain and the rest of it is 3 hours, which isn't too bad. But then you've also got other shows that are closer. I'm not good with geography, so don't start quoting me on this. But like after Prague, it was like go to Kazakhstan, do the Kazakhstan show. And that was the next weekend. And I was like, it's a 24-hour travel.
My God.
I'm in Prague now. I've got nothing packed. It would mean going home and getting stuff to then do a 24-hour travel to compete on a Saturday. And I was like, some people did it. There was someone from my show who did go straight to Kazakhstan.
Oh, wow.
Hats off to that. But I was looking and I considered it for an hour and I thought 24-hour travel. Like I can't make my meals. Like
Yeah.
I need my food. I
Yeah.
can't, and I'd be tired and and if I've traveled that far, I want to be spending longer than a weekend there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I don't even know what the original question was.
That means it's our time to go. It is time to get food and recharge.
Yes, I have my cream of rice that has been staring at me the whole time. Oh my guys.
Like, I'm ready. I did look at your food. You have like a couple of cream of rice bowls a day, some chicken and rice, tomatoes. Do you still do the bolognese?
And now it is like steak, potatoes,
Mm.
gravy, green veg. But my cream of rice now, like my cream of rice and my oats all have squares bars in. So I have like 3 of them a day. But on my training days, I get to have like a cookie or a muffin as well inside. So this one,
Yes. I was watching one of your stories and you were like trying to find these muffins and they didn't have the muffins that you wanted. And so you got these like chocolate muffins or something. So you put the muffins in with
yeah,
the rice square and the oats and cream of rice.
yeah. So like
Shit.
in the bowl, because you eat around it. So what I do is I make the cream of rice
Uh-huh.
and then I put grapes or pineapple or cherries frozen. I put
Uh-huh.
them around the outside and I push them in.
Yeah.
And then it goes back in the microwave. And then I have whatever the sweet treat is. So at the moment, because I won the cookie box thing, I've got like a blondie, a bit of a blondie. So that goes to the bottom because that's the best bit. And then the squares is on top of it.
Uh-huh.
And then my square of chocolate. So I'll like eat around and then start dipping in the chocolate. And then at the end, it's like a squares blondie gooiness.
Yum.
Mm.
Yum.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That is the secret as well.
That's a secret. Definitely muffins and brownies in your pre-workout.
The overall secret to bodybuilding is enjoying your meals.
True.
We can finish it on that because
Mm-hmm.
people who suffer for no reason, why? You know
Yeah.
when you see people who have meals that look like actual dog food,
Yeah.
and it's like it doesn't make you any more of a bodybuilder because your meals look shit. Just put like make it better. You would enjoy this whole thing if you actually put a bit of effort into your food. Like, if it doesn't bother you, fair enough. But, like, if you're whinging because you don't like your meals, make your meals better so that you like them. There's plenty of things that you can do to them that's not going to add extra calories. It might take a bit extra time, but, like, if it means that you're going to stick on plan and you're going to enjoy your meals, do it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I put frozen berries in my yogurt, and then I put some cinnamon on it. Like, I make it then I mix it up and it makes this like unicorn looking color. Like, that makes me happy. I don't know. It's just weird, right? Just little things.
I used to freeze my yogurt
Mhm.
and then I had frozen berries and I would put the berries in the microwave and I'd have like frozen yogurt with hot berries on the top.
Ooh, okay, that's a little
I'd
different.
make like a sauce with my peanut butter, so just a little bit of hot water, and then that would be like the drizzle over the top. And then like crush rice cakes and put that in it. So it was like frozen yogurt with a bit of crunch and then the hot berries and peanut butter.
Yeah, I have a few girls that like the Rice Krispies in their yogurt and with like butter and stuff. Yes.
Yeah, at least have a bit of a crisp. If the yogurt doesn't have a crisp to it, it feels a little bit empty.
Mm-hmm. That's why I do the
That's
frozen berries with the yogurt. So it's like a froyo. So it's like
yeah.
Yes. See, you have to make your things fun. You have to make things enjoyable, and you'll be able to get through it. Well, I want you to enjoy that cream of rice bowl. You may have to microwave it again, get a little warm.
I may have to, yes, but it'll be fine.
Well, where can people find you, and are there any brands or anything that you want to plug?
I'm mainly just on Instagram. I am going to be starting doing YouTube to like Road to the O, so that should be coming up soon. Obviously, my Instagram is just Chelsey Warnes _ IFBB Pro because that's what all of us pros do.
Yeah.
Discount Sups is the supplement company that I'm sponsored by. They have the best prices on all different kinds of supplements. And I've been using like the effective way, because it's like I was with Effective initially, but now I'm with that sister company which does effective stuff and more brands, so I've got a wider range to choose from. I haven't got a discount code for that because it's like a link in my bio that adds 7% off to that already heavily discounted products. So yeah, Yorkshire Blood Clinic, but obviously your Americans aren't going to be coming across to York for their bloods. I get weekly massages off Paul, but people aren't going to come from America for that either.
We could have a lot of UK listeners. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. And obviously posing coaching, wellness and bikini is what I specialise in. So I would love to help girls out with that. Yes, very much so. And my online coaching, obviously, we've touched on that. That's lifestyle and competitor. I'd like to think that my niche is like first time competitors and people who are considering competing in that, like that first hard part that you have to go through to like, that's what I like to do. And the growing phase and putting girls through growing phases and seeing them enjoy putting on weight, but in the places that they want to, essentially. I've dealt with girls who not anorexia, but getting to the point where they're like scared to put weight on, they're scared to eat food. They've dropped weight and now they're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do now because if I eat, I might just start gaining weight. And I like to work with people who need help and want to do better. I like people who want to do better and get excited about seeing things change, knowing that it's not an instant thing, but sticking to the plan and you will see results. Like in a few weeks, you will see results if you stick to the plan, pretty much. I'm not saying you're going to look different straight away, but body composition changes from just drinking water. Like just do stuff. I'm prattling again. I'm sorry.
Chelsey is obviously passionate about what she does,
Yeah.
and that's why we ramble. That's why we gab. So no, I really appreciate you being on today, and I really love just learning more about you. This has been just a fun little chat sesh, and this will be posted on YouTube and Spotify. We will just tell the girlies bye. Bye, everyone. We'll talk to you again soon.
This episode is brought to you by Wolfpack, gear built for life on the move. From backpacks, duffel bags, to meal management bags, Wolfpack keeps you ready for the gym, travel, and everything in between.